There's another lady there.
Yes, Anita Lowy, Congresswoman from the United States.
Thank you. Now I'm on. Thank you, Mr. Minister, for appearing here today. We've been talking a great deal about the unity of the Jewish people. And in the United States and elsewhere, a major issue has been who is a Jew. My husband and I were married by an Orthodox rabbi. My children were married by a conservative rabbi. In the United States, as you know, we have Orthodox, conservative, and Reform. Can you discuss with us this issue, which gets many people very concerned, which is the understatement of the year? Who is making the law? Where does it stand? Who is a Jew in Israel?
I would first of all say very clearly, the problem in the United States is not who is a Jew. The problem is those who leave the Jewish nation, assimilation. And therefore, in the United States, everybody who declares himself as a Jew and belongs to a Jewish community, whether it's this type or the other type, that's not the problem. He's Jewish. The problem in Israel is a different one. And I spoke about it just last week in the Israeli President Conference. We have here a situation that hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrants came to Israel, mainly from African countries. And under the law of return in Israel, a Jew can be automatically not only a resident, but a citizen and vote and become member of the Knesset, the parliament, the member of the cabinet, member of the everything, and he is a full citizen, full rights. And therefore, we need for conversion a unified system of conversion because it creates legal rights. It's not a question to which congregation you belong, conservative, reform, this way. Orthodox has also many, many types in its organization. By us, it's a legal question because you are entitled to become immediately a citizen. And if the three of us can sit down and decide that we convert somebody who just immigrated and left, crossed the border, and he becomes a citizen, that's not a way to do it. It has legal consequences. And therefore, and I headed the committee of dealing with the question of conversion in 1997 and 1998. And we reached an understanding which was not implemented. I am speaking again tomorrow on this issue in the joint, there is a joint here in Israel institution of how to teach what the Jewish tradition is, where the conservative, reform, and Orthodox are under one roof. I think we should unite, and I started my comments at my preliminary words, the main problem of the Jewish nation, that we have to unite and stop arguing. Everybody should pray to God the way he wants or the way he wishes. I hope I've answered your very, very, I would say, very important question.
Thank you.
Dan Diker, Secretary General of the World Jewish Congress. Yeah, sorry. Dan Diker, Secretary General, World Jewish Congress.
Minister Neyman, following your comment now about the importance of Jewish unity on the most critical issues facing the Jewish people and the nation state of the Jewish people, I would like to say that I think Israel, the Israeli governments have done a great disservice to the notion of Jewish unity when it comes to the whole issue of what rights Israel and the Jewish people really have in their territory. And what I mean to say is that over the last 6 governments, there have been 6 different policies regarding rights to territory in the context of diplomatic negotiations. And I'm going to make reference, the Chairman Ackerman is not here, but I think what lied behind Chairman Ackerman's question is the issue of Jewish rights in Israel. And what I mean to say specifically is that in the year 2000, and under Mr. Barak, when Israel made offers that it had never made in any government since the founding of the State of Israel in 1948, and in the preclusion of Israel's rights in Gaza in 2005, and then again Israel made another set of some would say breathtaking territorial offers, and the issue of rights never really came up. And so what has happened in the international community, in the Jewish community, and in the larger community, is that people are, I think to put it mildly, completely confused about what are the underlying rights of the Jewish people and in the State of Israel with regard to the territories under dispute. So that when Chairman Ackerman talks about the 67 lines with great facility, as many people, as the President of the United States did, they are unaware of what underpins that discussion on the level of rights in Israel, which is why when Prime Minister Netanyahu talked about defensible borders and not going back to 67 lines, it created an uproar in the international community. So I ask you, Mr. Minister, what is Israel's legal position with regard to its rights in the disputed areas of what Israel calls Judea and Samaria, and what the rest of the world calls the former West Bank of Jordan?
With all due respect, that's not which is which does not allow peace with the Arabs and with the Palestinians. We are a democratic country. And in a democratic country, there are different views, and the majority decides. There are in Israel those who believe that you should go back to the 1948. Those who believe they should go to the 1967. Those who believe we should be these borders or the other borders. Once the question will be at the stage where we have to decide, we will decide according to democratic rules by the majority. There is also a law which was passed by the Knesset that will be a referendum. You have to understand, in a democratic country, especially by Jews, there are different opinions. Our Gemara says, כשם שדעות פרצופיהם אינם שווים, כך דעותיהם אינם שוות. The same way that God created everybody in the world, billions of people, nobody has the same face, so nobody has the same opinion also. We are in a dialogue between ourselves, between the very extreme on this side, very extreme on this side. I purposely do not say left or right. Professor Acton, the late Professor Acton, who was one of the greatest professors on political issues, taught me that right and left, it depends which side you stay. Sometimes you're on this side, sometimes you're on the other side, and it changes. We will sit down and according to the democratic rules and decide, but we have first to negotiate, to whom we to negotiate, to sit on the table, and that's what I stressed before very clearly. Once we'll have to sit on the table, we'll make the decision. And as a former lawyer, You never say to the other party what your end line is before the negotiations. I would say in a very, very unpolitical way. It's stupid. It's not unrational. It's stupid. You do not declare what your position is, your end position, before you enter the room of negotiations. I taught many years contracts in the university, and I know how to negotiate. I hope so, at least.
Any other questions? Okay, I want to thank Justice Minister Naaman for being with us.